Happy Thursday, everyone. It's Tina Peterson with Remax One. Again, Tom Horn Jr. with Mid-America. And today, we kind of want to talk about an escrow account because we've had a couple people here recently come in and, kind of ask, well, I don't understand what this escrow is and why do I need it? And so kind of want to do a little explanation on that. So I guess, do you have to have an escrow account?
On certain loan programs, you do have to have an escrow account.
Why?
Because it's required. VA, USDA, and FHA, you're going to have an escrow account. You will have the option not to have an escrow account on a conventional loan if it's a benefit for you.
Okay. What's included in your escrow account?
So an escrow account itself is a non-interest bearing savings account that is placed every time you make a payment on your mortgage. It's going to cover your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, your mortgage insurance, your principal balance on the loan, you're borrowing money, and then the interest that you're paying on the money that you borrow.
So basically, you don't get a tax bill and an insurance bill at the end of the year.
That is a benefit that you will have if you have an escrow account. You're gonna not have to pay a big chunk, $5,000, $6,000 at the end of the year, and then homeowners insurance is billed annually. So you, depending on what month you close that next year, say you close in May this year, you're gonna owe maybe $1,000 come May next year for your homeowners insurance. And if you have an escrow account, we'll pay that for you, so you don't have to think about it.
Okay. So what is a disadvantage of not having an escrow account?
A disadvantage of not having an escrow account. So if you have an escrow account, you don't have to come up with that extra money. So a disadvantage of not having an escrow account is you're going to have that lump sum that come December 31st around Christmas time. Some people's financial situations, they're able to accumulate, larger amounts of money that during those times where they need to pay those larger bills. So I guess that would be a disadvantage of not having one.
And then the advantage of it is just because then you don't have to come up with those lump sums.
So the advantage of not having one, your total payment that you make on your mortgage loan is going to be lower by the annual amount for the homeowner's insurance and the annual amount for the property taxes. So it could be quite a bit lower. But just make sure that if you choose to have one or not to have one, that you know the risks and the risks so you can evaluate what would fit your financial situation.
Are HOAs included into my escrow account?
No, HOAs are not included into your escrow account. You will pay those separate. The only thing that we consider on the HOAs, we include them into how much of a home you can qualify for. So it's included in your debt to income, but you won't make those payments to us. You'll make them to the HOA directly.
Okay. So there's a thing called escrow shortage.
Escrow shortage, okay, that's a big topic this time of the year.
What is it and how do I get it?
The number one reason for having an escrow shortage is due to an increase in your property taxes. So usually year one, year two, about year two, you may see that if the county values your property higher, the mortgage company has to collect for the higher amount so that we can make those payments for you when they come due. And if we're not collecting enough based off the higher amount, it creates an escrow shortage. And you as a borrower have a few different options. You can pay that shortage amount in full to keep your payment low, keep it where it was at before, or you can accept a new higher payment on your mortgage if you're comfortable with that, or you can pay into it and then have a little bit of an increase.
Okay. So I think last thing, and it's kind of something we probably see, people getting online, looking at houses on different websites, and they always give that estimated payment. And that payment is typically really low compared to what your payment would be.
A lot of the times it's hard to take the time to read the fine print. A lot of the internet companies that show a payment and it seems really low for for a mortgage, and it's usually because they're quoting you just the principal and interest. So when we're discussing escrow accounts, those are usually not included in those numbers that you see. So sometimes you get enticed to clicking on the button to find out more info. Just know that you have property taxes and insurance, and that are also going to be included in that payment. So your payment will be a little bit higher in reality, but
so if I'm looking at Zillow and I see a $300,000 house, it says I'm gonna have a $900 payment.
Right, so that'd be your principal and interest payment. It's not including your property taxes, homeowner's insurance, HOA, or mortgage insurance. Okay. Most of those numbers that you see are based off of like a 720 credit score, and they're based off of 20% down. And there's so many products to fit so many different people's financial needs that those numbers, although they're enticing, they may not actually fit into your scenario.
Okay. Is there anything that you have that you would like to talk about? We both have our own separate notes today, so I'm just curious.
Let me look through and see if there's anything that I missed out on. No, I think we covered it all. If you have any questions about escrow stuff, feel free to reach out to any one of us. I know Leah T, she's
Yes, so Leah Taggart will be on next week, and we're going to talk more about escrow, and I think she wants to go over like the exemptions, the different exemptions.
Make sure you like both of our videos. We're having a little contest, who has the most likes.
Oh, so again, Tom Horn Jr. with Mid-America Mortgage, and I'm Tina Peterson with RE/MAX. I will post our contact information on here for the world to see. If you have any questions, or if there's any time that you have a question and you think it might be beneficial for other people to hear the answer, please let us know what that is. And but I hope everybody has a great rest of the week, and we will see you next week.